Not sure who was on the play here. I think it's Danny's main phase, so he'll probably get to play his 4th land.
Yeah, we'll see what happens
we'll find
here.
out.
All right, so it wasn't Azores. Oh, there's Dome Rade. I'm like,
that
yeah,
one's
nothing happened.
important.
Yeah, I saw something in the graveyard. I just guessed that it was an Azores charm. But that Planeswalker is pretty tough for Danny to deal with, unless he could flash it in a Restoration Angel. And again, Steven might play threat after threat where Danny has to tap out and won't have time to flash in the Restoration Angel.
Right.
There we see the first threat with Gorklam Rampager, 4-mana 4/4 Trampler. Also works as a nice combat trick with Blood Rush.
It does. I have to say, this Jund, Jund name that we gave Steven Ruck's deck, it's not accurate at all. This is Jund aggro. This is a completely different beast.
Yeah, it's
Arbor Elf, Avacyn's Pilgrim, 7 mana elves. Now he's going to accelerate into some threats like Flint Hoofborn, Knight of Infamy, Gorkland Rampager.
Knight of Infamy.
Yeah,
we haven't seen that card. Is
2/1
from
Exalted.
Yeah, M13. Haven't really seen much play with it recently, but hey, why not?
Yeah.
I like this deck a lot.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We haven't featured it much on camera today. Gorkland Rampager, Falconwrath Aristocrat, Huntmaster, so a lot of 4-drops. He tops off with 4 Thundermaw Hellkite and main deck Domri Rod, which is really exciting.
For sure. All right, so Steven lays land number 5 here. He's writing down his Cavern. What do you think the Cavern's naming, if you had to guess?
Probably Dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
Vampire. Vampire was my guess, all right? So there's the Falconwrath Aristocrat. Another powerful 4-drop.
Yep.
Hand in hand with Olivia.
Now, Danny Jessup does have a War Leader's Helix in hand, but the Aristocrat means that he won't gain life unless he responds.
Yeah, it's close. You might also just want to go to the head with the War Leader's Helix just to kind of put that Dome Rotting in check.
Yeah, he has a Restoration Angel. He could potentially go end of turn resto, untap War Leader's Helix, kill the Domre, but that's a lot of resources.
Yeah. All right, I see a Pillar Flame in hand. Why block the Falconwrath Aristocrat here? Why not maybe War Leader's Helix, the Gorklam Rampager? Then Pillar Flame the Falconwrath Aristocrat, and hopefully have another land to flash in Restoration Angel to go after the Dome Rod.
Right. I think instead, Danny Jessup wants to Pillar plus War Leader's Helix, but he has to deal with Steven's entire hand and the Rampager. So I think I like your line a little better.
Yeah, I think with my line, you should be left with a Restoration Angel in play.
Right.
So it's normally to fight Planeswalkers, you want to fight Planeswalkers with creatures. You don't want to fight Planeswalkers with burn spells, because less times you're throwing 2 burn spells at it and you have nothing left in play.
Right, and they already gained all the advantage that they accrued with the plus.
Exactly.
The plus
yeah, especially with... Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, so Danny now plays a Hollow Fountain tap, so he can't even run our line of play.
Wow, Danny Jessup just going to let this Domre Rad get out of control here.
Maybe he doesn't respect
it
it
in a few turns.
It's tough. Lots of times when you jump into a match, you don't really know what the players are thinking. Even when we're watching the match to begin with, you're like, all right, we have no idea what this guy's thinking. Maybe he just thinks Dome Rade is not very important.
Right.
But if you played against it, it's very, very dangerous. If they ever ultimate it, it's normally game over. And otherwise, you're just getting a free 50-50 coin flip on card value.
Yeah, and Steven Ruck sees a stomping ground, but all right, that's fine. He's already drawn a few cards off of it, threatening the emblem here.
Yeah, what do you think Steven's play here?
He has Borderland Ranger. That's always a good play when you miss on a Domre. Shuffle your deck.
Unless top card is something like a Bonfire.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a land, so I would play that unless he had something like a Hellkite. But I don't think he does. I would play the Borderland, shuffle your deck, clear out the top of it, and of course threaten the ultimate.
Yeah, let's see. Looks like he's tapping 4.
Wow, Naked Aristocrat, really?
All right, why not?
Yeah, gets in for 4.
No fear. I mean, that is a Borderline Ranger in hand. I think I would have won with the Borderline Ranger, especially that my top card is a blank.
Yeah, if it's a Bonfire, if it's another Domre Putrefy, sure, leave it on top.
Yeah,
but since it's a land,
yeah. Well, some interesting lines of play here. We'll see who it pans out for. But then again, they're both in the top 8, and we're not.
Yeah, so, we're sitting here watching.
Yeah, and also they had to play 10 rounds. So
that's something that can't be said enough. They played 10 rounds of Magic today, probably close to 30 games each of sanctioned Magic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. When you think about it that way. So Pillar Flame takes out the Falconwrath, and
Pillar Flame and Dome Rade. It still doesn't look that great for Danny, to be honest.
Right, he has 2 Sphinx's Revelations in his hand. But
all right, let's see what happens here. Do you think he's gonna hit? I think it's a Hellkite.
Let's see. Nope.
Ooh,
Another land.
Okay, another land. So he's definitely gonna shuffle that way. That land away this
Have
time.
to shuffle it this time.
Yep.
All right, Borderland.
There's a Borderline Ranger. It's gonna resolve. No counters in Danny's hand.
Yeah,
Probably just fetch up Forest.
Yeah, Forest. It
Mountain,
doesn't matter.
Maybe the
a heck of a
mountain.
lot.
He only has one swamp in his deck, so. All right, so he fetches up that Forest.
You know, and it's important to note Stephen Ruck has something like 10 of his 13 lands left, so his deck is really stocked. So
Yeah.
when that Domri does eventually ultimate, he's going to have a lot of creatures left in his deck.
It might, because right now, Danny, do you think he's going to blow a Sphinx Revelation for 1? I don't think he wants to.
No, I don't think he should. I
Yeah.
think because he still has one more turn. He
Yeah.
can Sphinxes for 4 or 3, draw into cards, and then untap and use them.
All right, so Danny draws for his turn, and it's a static cast. It doesn't really do that much.
That's a little embarrassing in this particular situation, facing down a 2/2 and a Planeswalker.
Yeah, especially with a Supreme Verdict in hand.
Yeah.
That is nice against his Pilgrims and against his Arbor Elves, but the way the game is progressing, it's a bad draw here.
Yeah.
Against Knight of Infamy, sure, it's great, but here, not so good.
So-
All right, Domerati misses again, and you see Steven just shake his head. He's like, "Is this real?"
That's the most upset man with the Domri emblem I've ever seen.
He's the
Potential.
most upset calm man I've ever seen, because he looks pretty calm, to be honest, I think this is the most upset Steven could actually get.
So
All right.
Huntmaster comes down for him.
I think Danny's just going to go Sphinx for 3,
Yeah.
untap Supreme Verdict.
Now, Danny, after board, or rather,
But is that even good? Like, Domerati's going to ultimate.
Danny has to draw into his Oblivion Ring right here. He has one available between his entire 75. That's really what he needs. He has no other way to just get rid of the Domre, except for maybe a Renounce the Guilds after a Supreme Verdict.
All right,
That's
let's see
the
what
other
happens.
way.
So here's a Sphinx Revelation for 3. Let's see how lucky Danny could get. 1, 2, 3. There is a Turn and Burn, which will keep
Ooh,
Domerati
okay.
in check.
Okay.
So that was another way for him to avoid disaster. Oh, and there's a Restoration Angel. Okay, so Danny's doing all right here.
Yeah, he's getting back in the game. He has to burn that Domre, though.
Yeah, I think my line of play would be Supreme Verdict, Burn. Do you think Danny's thinking the same thing?
Yeah,
Maybe.
that has to be the line.
Okay, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He left 2 mana open. He's able to burn that Domerati. You don't want that Domerati to ultimate, that's for sure.
No, if that ever ultimates, the game's most likely over.
Yeah, it's not as bad as a Tameo, per se,
Right.
but it's not too far away from it.
So Garrick Relentless drawn for Stephen Ruck. He'll up Domre again. And he misses
Again?
again. Wow.
Can we get a shot of him up? No head shaking there. I
No.
thought there was going to be a big head shake.
It's
for
par
sure.
for the course now.
Yeah, he kind of expects this.
Yep.
All right.
So now Danny Jessup has 2 Planeswalkers to deal with.
Yeah, but he does have another Sphinx Revelation in hand, along with a Restoration Angel. So it's kind of a medium spot, I would say.
Yeah, Danny, he's looking a lot better than he was a turn ago.
Yeah, just because Domerati's not at 7, it's only on 6.
Yeah, he has time, and he might actually be able to pull back in this game. A nice little end-of-turn restoration, attack Garrick, and maybe even draw into something to deal with Domre Rod.
Yeah, let's see. Domerati, is he going to hit finally? Finally,
Ooh,
it hits.
That's a good hit.
Yeah, and it is a pretty good hit. Goreclan Rampager. So this will allow Steven to bash in with the Wolf and have no fear of a Restoration Angel.
Right. He was probably thinking of that before, thinking, am I going to attack? Am I not going to attack? But
Exactly.
now he can with impunity.
All right. So Danny's still at a pretty healthy life total, however. He's still on 15. And with another Sphinx Revelation in hand, the game could go out for a while here. Okay, so here's an... Oh, wow. This is going to be pretty nice. So Danny just runs out of Is a Static Caster. He's going to shoot both the Wolves. And then he's going to blink it out with the Restoration Angel. Is a Static Caster will come back into play untapped and finish off the Wolves.
Really nice little interaction there.
Yeah.
Staticaster, when that set was released, you were always looking for a way to deal 2 with Staticaster, and it was really hard to, and Restoration Angel will do it.
Yeah, for sure. And he's going to be able to take out that ultimate, scare from
Right.
Domerati. He's going to bring it down to 4. It would be nice to be able just to take out that Garrick, but if you do that, Domerati is going to be lethal, essentially.
Yeah, so looks like Steven was tapping 3 mana. Could this be a Putrefy?
Maybe, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
Whoa,
wow.
it is a Putrefy.
So all of a sudden,
So now what is he going to do with Domerati?
he's going to have to draw an Oblivion Ring right here.
Okay, so why would you not run out the Goreclan Rampager there? What do you think's happening?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Do you think he wants to protect it with the ultimate ability?
I guess so.
You know,
he figures Danny's at 15, so Danny's not really at that low of a life total.
Okay.
That a Gore-Clan Rampager 4/4 with trample is going to threaten it. So I kind of like Steven's line there. See if Domre ultimates and then play it.
Okay, yeah, that's
You're only losing
fine.
out on 4 damage.
Yeah. Well, not even because of the haste.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it's essentially the same, right? You're basically losing out on your mana development.
4 mana. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. It looks like Danny is reading Domerade. There it is on screen. For 7, you get an emblem. Creatures you control have double strike, trample, hexproof, and haste.
You know, if there were 4 abilities I was going to choose for my big creatures to have in Magic, yeah, those would probably be them.
Those would be your 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. So, do you think Danny's gonna Sphinx Revelation for less than the max to try to draw a pillar?
Wow.
So he's doing it for 5.
He's gonna kick himself if he draws an Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, I mean, is he?
I don't know.
I don't know
We'll
if Danny
see.
is.
1,
There's a
2,
turn.
3,
4.
4. Is it there?
Ooh.
5.
And Max, Teats, and Pete Ingram are looking on, and they're saying, it's not looking too good for our buddy here.
Our buddy Danny.
You know?
Early card ride home for the
Yeah,
buddy
maybe.
Danny.
I think all these guys are going to be here tomorrow playing Legacy. So. And Steven's got to be loving life right now.
Yeah, Staticaster versus a Domre.
I wonder how
emblem.
quick he's going to remove those dice counters. All right, it was pretty quick.
Yep.
It was slower than I thought.
Maybe
but
not quickest ever, but pretty quick.
All right, and there it is. There's
Oof.
the emblem. He
That
comes
is-
prepared. Garrick will make a 2/2, but not only is it a 2/2, it has
Trample,
haste,
double strike,
double
haste,
strike, hexproof. Yeah,
So Gore-Clan in for
12?
measly 12.
yeah.
That's all.
This is pretty good. Danny just only has 1 mana open from that Steam Vents. Can't really do too much. I mean, even just throwing your Izzet Staticaster in the way doesn't save that much damage.
Yeah, soaks up 3 of the 12.
Yeah.
Still lethal next turn. Danny Jessup, what does he need? Does he have any Terminus available?
He just needs a Supreme Verdict here. He needs to have a Snapcaster Mage or a second Supreme Verdict to be able to, wipe the board.
Right, he has 2 Supremes after board along with 3 Snapcasters.
Yeah, and that Turn and Burn's not going to do anything because he can't target any of Steven's creatures.
Right.
Yeah, it could just go to the head and flip that Garrick, but...
Oof, and renounce the
Ooh.
guilds. That's a few turns too late.
Yeah, but is it a nice little combo, right? You could turn Steven, redirect to Garrick. Garrick will flip. It'll be both a black and a green hybrid type gold cards here, able to renounce the guild.
Oh, another
Rounds to guilds.
Wow.
Ooh, that's pretty
Ooh.
good because now you can take out the Gore-Clan Rampager as well.
And the Garrick, yeah.
So Danny's definitely fighting pretty hard here.
Yep, I think he's going to do your line of play here. Starts with turning, or rather burning.
Yeah,
burning Garrick.
exactly. So, looks like they want to take a look at the graveyard. Sometimes people look at the graveyard just to look at the graveyard. Sometimes they actually are wondering, hey, what does he have? If he has a Snapcaster Mage, what can he flash back?
Right, it's always nice just to see what spells are still available to him.
Exactly. All right, here's another Wolf. And, Danny does not take my line of play. I wanted him to do that line of play before he's able to make another Wolf. So I'm kind of confused why Danny doesn't do it, right? Him passing the turn gives Steven priority. Now Steven can make another Wolf token.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Danny's plan for this turn is. I guess it's going to involve.
Do you think he's
Shield blocking?
do you think maybe he's not aware? He's not really thinking, because Garrick Relentless. Sometimes it flips, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe he's not thinking. Maybe he thinks it's only a black.
It sure looks like it's a mono green card right now.
Yeah, because the flip side is green and black.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe we could get the flip side up on screen so everybody at home could take a look. Garrick Relentless flip side, we'll call it.
Garrick the Veil Curse.
Yeah, Garrick the Veil Curse.
Oh, so Danny
Supreme
Jessup.
Verdict hits it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
a start for him.
Yeah. All right. So Danny. There it is. Yeah, both a black and a green card.
Yeah,
It's pretty
the green,
cool.
You can barely see that green on it.
Yeah, it is really cool art and cool coloring there and stuff.
A green
So-
card that doesn't cost green mana.
Yeah, kind of weird. But all right, so it looks like Augur Bolus is gonna block the Avis's Pilgrim. What's Restoration Angel gonna do?
I think it has to block a wolf token, unless he wants to take 8 to go to 1. That's
Alright.
a pretty risky line.
Well, he's running out one of the Renounce the Guilds.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take 8, go to 1. And Avison's Pilgrim and Augur are going to not bounce, but the Augur won't die.
All right, so it looks like Danny's on 3.
3? I would think it'd be 1.
Yeah, maybe there was a life total delay there.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll get that double check for you guys. Regardless, Danny has to attack the Garrick with the Restoration Angel and then play Supreme Verdict. I think that's definitely the line here.
Yep. So
Augur goes to the face for 1. Restoration Angel goes after the Garrick.
yeah, and he won't be in that bad a shape. He'll just have to have Steven Ruck drop out 6 lands in a row at that point.
All right. Okay, life total's now correct. All right, it looked like there was a problem with the life totals. Danny's on 11, I guess because of the Sphinx Revelation?
Yeah, we must not have gotten that.
No, he's on 3 now. Okay. So it went from 11 to 3 to 1. This is back at 3. Yeah, I was like, how did he go all the way to 11? All right. All right, so he takes my line of play here.
Yep, 3 to the Garrick, 1 to Steven. And Steven down to 21. It's going to be a hard road for Danny Jessup. It's probably going to involve Thundermaw Hellkites.
Yeah, or another Sphinx Revelation is going to be really key.
Yeah. He's gone through 2, but he still has the 1 left in his deck.
Okay. And he's just going to have a turn and burn, pass the turn. Mountain doesn't really do anything. So Danny's holding on to a Renounce the Guild and a turn and burn, along with a couple of lands, and draws another land in the form of Clifftop Retreat. Oh, Dominant Rod. Yeah.
All right, so
that's going to help.
The emblem does not legend rule.
Yeah, he's going to get at least 1 look before the Renounce the Guilds gets played.
So +1 up to 4. Let's see
what he hits.
Oh,
ooh,
and
Flint Hoof Boar, and that's lethal.
It.
Yeah. Flint Hoof Boar, and I think Danny's going to extend the hand.
Yeah, hexproof means that it can't be turned, it can't be burned.
Yeah.
It's not multicolored, you can't sacrifice it.
Yeah, I think Danny's going to take one more look at the board, one more look at the life totals, and I think he's going to realize, hey, you know, I'm going to finish in 6th place, 7th place, whatever it might be.
Yep.
He's got to be pretty happy with that. And Steven's going to move on to the top 4.
Yeah, Danny, looking for any Think Twices in the graveyard, for anything, but there's nothing to be had.
Yeah, normally you have to pay a red to give it haste, but this time you don't. Yeah, Danny looks a bit confused for some reason.
No,
okay, yeah. I don't know. I think Danny could have took a couple of different lines there, and especially by giving him an extra wolf token. That was one of the most recent ones. Yeah, and I think Danny knows he's definitely a bit flustered there, shaking his head.